Make sure we got everything set up real quick. I'm surprised how big DJing live has got on Twitch here lately. Uh, Thanks, Blacker, but I don't really. It sounds like you're probably just going to try to hook me up with somebody to promote my channel, and I don't really want to pay for that. So, I don't really. It sounds like you're probably just going to try to hook me up with somebody to promote my channel, and I don't really want to pay for that. So, what is up, everybody? Twofuls here again, and last night we was able to get a 9 out of 10, so a 90% win streak on Live Arena. I figured I would go over my team and the thought process behind it. So, what we had used. All right, let's restart that. What's up, everybody? Toothless in here again, and we are going over how I got a 90% win rate in Live Arena. As you can see, one defeat, and that defeat was just us trying out a different champion loop that we wouldn't normally have done. Generally, we cycle between Lazarius, Gizmac, Girl, Sigfrin, Arbias, and Cometus sometimes. And we're going to be going through what builds I run on them and how we went about it. The first composition I want to go into, we went against Empress, Gishmak, Vermintide, the Rat King, Carnage, and Galathir. We went with Lazarius, Gizmac, Garrel, and Arbias. We basically used Arbias so that we wouldn't have to worry about Empress knocking us out with her revive on death. Gizmac was just there to burn off Stone Skin. Garrel nuked with her unkillable. That way nothing could break through it. At least nobody on their team. And Lazarius was our speed lead. Moving on, we had a Shazam Arbiter team with Empress and Mikage. Not really a crazy team, so we pulled out Vulcanus and Commodus. That way, we figured that they would be under Stone Skin, and we figured they would go first, so we weren't really trying to speed lead there. We just brought, and we knew there'd be a bunch of buffs, so we brought out Vulcanus to deal with their buffs. The next team was Leonardo, Joanne, Mikage, Theodosia. We did Lazarius, Gizmac, Cometus, Sigfrin. We basically used Sigfrin to speed lead because that's not a team that we thought would be particularly fast. We used Gizmac, and we used him as a damage dealer in this form because Joanne and Theodosia both have a lot of block damage. So Gizmac can ignore block damage as long as they're under burns, and Cometus block their passives so that they couldn't, block their actives so that they couldn't go into their second form as easily. The next two teams were pretty easy teams. We had a Hilby team that, Gizmac's burns ignore her block damages. And we had a Fabian Arbiter, Siffy, and Rat King team. And that one, we knew that we most likely was not going to win the speed lead. So we went with Siegfried, Geralt, our bias, and Gizmek. And we just basically used Siegfried's passive that no matter what, because none of those champions ignore block damage, that he would be able to keep the team alive and act as a revolver. We didn't really bring him in for damage. Then we get up to a Calamitous, Carnage, Galathir, and Empress team. And that one I remember was a little bit scary. And we ran Lazarius, our bias, as our speed leads, Gizmek for burns to burn off the stone skin. And that one we actually did run Siegfried for damage, since there was two different Spirit Affinity champions. The next one was Noelle and Hilvi. We really just needed a way to deal a lot of damage so we didn't get stuck in a revive loop. And we ran Lazarius, Siegfried, and Geralt, our bias. Finally, there was Arbiter, Noelle, Fabian, and Empress. And we, as usual, ran Lazarius, Gizmek, Siegfried, and Geralt. Now, the builds on these champions are nothing crazy. For Lazarius, we are looking at 90k on the HP, 3.8k on the attack, 3.6k on the defense, 400 speed, which is as fast as we can get on this account. We don't have the best speed gear in the game. We had 93% crit rate with 243 crit damage, so she can put out a little bit of damage if she needs to. And we have 414 on the accuracy. Not that great on the accuracy, but when you pair her with our bias's increased accuracy buff, it makes her accuracy be more like 600 and something. We are running Feral and Speed Gear, 5-piece Feral, that way we get the block debuffs and that extra little bit of speed. And then we got 2 double sets of Speed Gear. The main thing that we use Lazarius for is her A3, fills the turn meter ball allies by 20%, also decrease the turn meter ball enemies by 20%, then puts a 50% increased attack with 25% strength on all allies. So she's effectively mitigating 25% of all damage and giving everyone a 50% attack boost. And when you run Siegfried and Geralt, that extra attack boost really helps in case Geralt's not able to get her secret skill on her second form to proc, and to give Siegfried away just to nuke right out the gate. She's also bringing in a 25% speed in all battles. And for the blessing, we're doing Intimidating Presence on her. That way we can strengthen our team's aura by 15% and weaken theirs by 35% and weaken theirs by 20. It gives us a better chance of being able to go first because it effectively makes her 25% speed aura more like a 32% speed aura, and it brings their 25% speed aura down to about a 20% speed aura. So it does help neutralize that. Masteries, we just gotta have the standard Helm Smasher in case we need to use her for damage, and we're running Spirit Haze for the dead allies because she does get a revive on her passive. And between her and Siegfried, you don't really need a reviver on this team. You can substitute one of your support revivers for an extra damage dealers, and that's what we normally wind up doing. Secondly, probably the next most important champion on the team, Gizmek the Terrible. The reason that we like him so much is because before a champion takes their turn in a round, he places a burn on all enemies for 2 turns, and as long as his crit rate's 100% or higher, it cannot be resisted, and it goes through Stone Skin. Also, before the start of this champion's turn, he's got a 50-50 chance of putting another HP burnout on anyone in case it gets quenched off or anything. And in his second form, his passive is that if they're under a burn, he will ignore 15% of the target's defense if the target's HP is equal to or greater than 50%. If this champion's HP or is less than 50%, he ignores 25% of the target's defense. And if they're under a burn, he ignores block damage and shields, and he inflicts 20% more damage to enemies not under a burn. So whether they're under a burn or not, but considering how meta block damage is right now on the meta champions, it's really nice to have a champion that can almost always ignore block damage. And secondly, if we're not using him for damage, we still use him as a buffer because he's bringing 30% increased crit damage, crit rate, and increased speed on all allies for 3 turns, and he grants an extra turn, so it's always upkeep on that if he's in his first form. And his second the A2 on his first form It's an AoE that increases the duration of all HP burns on all enemies by 1 turn. Then it instantly activates 1 tick of all HP burns on all enemies, and it cannot be resisted as long as his crit rate is 100% or higher. Finally, it increases the duration of all debuffs on the enemy by 1 turn and puts a 30% decreased speed on all enemies for 2 turns, and it cannot be resisted if the attack is critical. So he's bringing 30% increased speed, and he's bringing 30% decreased speed AoE on everyone else, plus the crit damage, crit rate, and increased speed on everybody. So he's a very good support champion that if you need him to deal damage, he can. But I mainly use him for the support and to burn off the stone skin. And if we are going up against a bunch of block damage champions, we use him to ignore that block damage. For the blessing, we got 6-star Incinerate, which decreases the enemy turn meter whenever they receive damage from burns. I don't know the exact percentage of how much turn meter gets reduced, but it's also dealing double damage from burns. So it's a very good blessing for him specifically. I would say next down the line of importance is our main nuker, Garrel. We're running Crushing Rend. That way every hit ignores percent of the target's defense, which is 1 level for 10 levels. So that's really only 6% of their defense. So realistically, that blessing doesn't really matter with her. And the reason I say it doesn't really matter is her A2 ignores 50% of the target's defense if this champion has more buffs than the target, which is not hard to do considering her secret skill is bringing 3 buffs, increased attack, crit damage, and crit rate on all allies for 3 turns. So she also acts as a buffer if Gizmak, kind of like a secondary buffer. And she can fully remove all debuffs from this champion as well. But her A2, back to the bread and butter of this champion. It attacks all enemies. Damage of this skill increases by 10% for each buff on the target. So if she's got, say, 4 buffs, that's 40% more damage, 6 buffs, 8 buffs, and so on and so forth. And no matter what, she's going to ignore 30% of the target's defense. But like I was saying, if this champion has more buffs than the target, that's half of their defense being ignored. And with the Helm Smasher blessing, that is another 25% being ignored. So running her with Savage gear gives her a full 100% defense ignoring. So realistically, we probably want to change that blessing to something else. I just don't really want to waste the gem swapping over at this point in time. And what makes her able to stay alive is that her A2 on the first form, it's an AoE, puts a provoke on all enemies for 1 turn. This debuff will ignore block debuffs and can be placed even if this attack lands as a weak hit. Also places a protected unkillable and a counterattack buff on this champion for 3 turns. Now, the counterattack is not protected, but the unkillable is protected for 3 turns, which means she can open up with the A2 on her first form, swap into her second form. If she has that secret skill, Cornered Animal, unlocked, you can go ahead and use that. And where it's on a 2-turn cooldown, it effectively, you can do it every other turn, and it makes the Calamitous Maul cooldown go from 3-turn to effectively a 2-turn cooldown. Now, no matter what, her first attack on the second form, it's got a 25% chance to repeat the attack, yes, but now it ignores block damage buffs, so she's ignoring block damage buffs as well. So we've got Gizmak ignoring block damage. We've got Garrel ignoring block damage. We've got Lazaria stripping buffs, bringing Strengthen, and a massive turn meter fill and increased attack. We've got Gizmak and Garrel both bringing increased crit damage, crit rate, and attack. And then lastly, we normally swap between one of the 3, Cometus, Arbias, or Sigfrid, depending on what we're trying to do. If we need, like we're going up against a bomb champion, we're probably going to bring in Sigfrid because of his passive that gives him block damage anytime he's about to die, fills his health by 50%, and gives him not an instant turn, but it fills it by 100%, which is a lot of times an instant turn. And if he goes, he can either nuke, or if it kills everybody else on your team, he goes into his second form with one of the top 3 revives in the entire game. Revives all dead allies with 50% HP, 50% turn meter, and puts a block damage on all allies for 2 turns. Now, if there's only 1 champion dead, and he's in his second form, he'll put the block damage out on everybody. And he has a full team cleanse and heals all allies by 30% of their max HP and block debuffs. And between Gizmak and Garrel, we don't normally need him in his first form for the extra damage that he does. So we actually kind of want him to be able to go into his second form. That way we can have what, in my opinion, would be one of the best support champions in the game. You just have to have him be the last person standing to trigger that second form. But if you can get him in his second form and him not be stunned or anything, you're pretty much guaranteed a win, because the amount of revive heals and even his A1 heals by 20% of the damage inflicted, and the attack modifiers are pretty good. He's just a really hard champion to deal with. And as for the blessing, we're doing Lightning Cage. That way we have a 75% chance to protect the block damage from being stolen or transferred. And you get bonus damage for each lightning orb stack, which is pretty easy to build up. Now, if we're not going against a bomb champion, but we actually need to try to be a fast team, we're going to bring in our bias instead for that fourth slot. Mainly because she gives us a whole other turn meter fill that's pretty strong. Fill the turn meter of all allies by 30%, and gives an increased attack and a 50% increased accuracy. If we're needing to land debuffs, so we like to pair her with Cometus. I feel like her and Cometus is one of the strongest pairs in the game that's not like meant to be tandem champions, because she really enables him to be able to land his buffs and strip. But also, if she gets increased accuracy on Lazarius has a basically 600 and something accuracy chance to strip Stone Skin or whatever the buff is you need gone. And her second move on the first form removes all buffs from all enemies, increase the duration of all ally buffs by 1 turn, then puts a Revival and Death on all allies for 2 turns. Revival and Death is nice, but what makes it really nice is that her passive, a 30% chance to place a petrification on an attacker for 1 turn whenever an ally is attacked under Revival and Death. So think of like how Mithrala's passive works and how annoying that is. She gets that. Her A1 is an AoE with the 40% chance of block active skills, which is nice too, just to add in. But her second form, what's really cool about it, she has a crazy strong, like, keep your team alive skill with Lore of the Mistwood. It's on a 4-turn cooldown, but it brings 2 15% continuous heals on all allies for 2 turns. Then it places a taunt buff on this champion for 2 turns, as well as a Stone Skin buff for 1 turn. Now, the Stone Skin doesn't get that 50-50 protection like it does on the gear, but it's still really nice to have, and that taunt will make it hard for people to target anyone but her. And Lazarius also brings Perfect Bell on her and another champion, depending on the context. So it gives you a lot of control over who's going to be able to be attacked and when. Her A1 on this turn also puts a 15% continuous heal out on this champion for 1 turn and on the ally with the lowest HP, except for this champion, and decreases the target's turn meter by 30%. So an A1 that decreases someone's turn meter by 30% is pretty wild. And her A2 is not bad either. It's an AoE that places a Legion HP burn, which also pairs very well with Gizmak, because if she goes first, you can burn everybody, and if they've cleansed off Gizmak's burns, he can still go into his second form and get all of his empowerment that he gets from enemies being under burn with her on the team. And then lastly, if we just know it's going to be a tanky team with a lot of Stone Skin, we run into Cometus. And I don't think it's any secret on why at this point. He's well known as the best bomb champion in the game. He's got an attack all enemies, plays 2 bomb debuffs on all enemies for 2 turns, then instantly detonates the bomb debuffs on enemies with Stone Skin or enemies whose HP is less than this champion's HP. Then puts a stun debuff on all enemies who had their bomb debuffs detonated by the skill if they're not eliminated. His A1, 50-50 chance of placing bombs for 2 turns. They're detonates, which isn't really that good. But it heals this champion by 10% of their max HP for each bomb placed, so it can give him a 20% HP fill on the A1. And his A3 heals this champion by half of his max HP and puts a big version of Weaken out on everyone, then grants an extra turn. And if you're going up against a Nishak, Vermintide, Verminlord, whatever, the Rat King, his passive is pretty phenomenal. It's got a 100% chance to reflect all bomb debuffs placed on this champion back on the attacker, and another 30% chance to replace all other debuffs back on the attacker. So think of like the deflection set before the buff. He kind of has that as a passive. And then it heals this champion by 20% of his max HP whenever an enemy is killed by a bomb debuff. So he's really hard to take out in his second form. And if for some reason he gets locked out and you can't put him into his second form, you still have a really good first form. His A2 attacks all enemies, strips all buffs from all enemies, and puts a block active skills on them for 2 turns, and steals 20% turn meter from each enemy under a block active skills. A3 attacks on enemy, steals 100% of their turn meter, also puts the target's skills on cooldown. And the A1 is a double hitter that decreases the target's defense by 2%, stacking up to 20%. Each hit also steals 10% of the target's turn meter. And between Lazarus's first attack on her second form, decreasing their HP, attack, or defense, whatever type of champion they are, and then his decreasing their defense, if they're a defensive nuker, they can really cut like a third of their viability off within just a handful of turns, which is really nice. And his passive on the first form, whenever this champion loses a third of his health or more in a single turn, deals damage to the attacker equal to 30% of this champion's max HP. Also, when he loses 30% or more in a single turn, places a shield buff on them equal to 30% of the champion's max HP. So if you got him at 100k, you're going to deal 30,000 damage if they deal 30,000 damage to you. So it's a reflect damage passive that actually works pretty well. We have him in Brimstone, not for any particular reason. Just that way, it's nice to have a smite out on the arena team. You'd be surprised how many champions or how many times smite will actually just kind of save the day in Live Arena. Like, if y'all are a pretty close to being pod team, you'd be surprised how much smite can just give you that extra bit of damage to turn the tables. And that's really, we don't use Nell a whole lot. We just got Carnage yesterday, so we don't have him built up enough. And I'm not as big of a fan of Empress as a lot of people are. I normally just kind of let him go. But sometimes we'll use Empress as bait, just like how sometimes we'll use Fabian as bait. But Live Arena is active right now. So let's get into Live Arena. Throw some gear back on him real quick, though, just in case we need to use him. Does that put him at 302? Not the best speed, but not the worst. And all the fears he's putting out will help increase damage done to people. So I think we can be okay with that. We're going to make sure there's no other way to increase the speed. Okay. We lose speed on all this. We have too much crit damage or crit rate surprisingly. Let's see if we can get a little more speed instead. Well, we don't lose any speed on this, and we gain quite a bit of defense. So what are we looking at here? 57k on the HP, 4.2k on the defense. We still have 86% crit rate. So, you know, we don't really use Fabian for damage. We don't really use Fabian a lot to begin with, but we can handle that. 314 on the speed, 309 on resistance, and 510 on accuracy. That's not bad. I think we can handle that. We're running Last Laugh Amulet on him. It gives you a 30% chance to activate delay effect when receiving fatal damage on a 3-turn cooldown. It comes in handy more often than you'd think. If we had him in Swift Parry as well, you would almost always, well, 80% of the time, get either Unkillable or Last Lap, which would help out on staying alive. But Fabian really only needs to go that first turn anyways. All right, let's get into the Lava Arena here. We're going to get some shards to pull before too long as well. I'm trying a different vocal mod as well. Does my voice sound any better, worse, any different? Oh, he pulls out the Fabian first. I'm trying a different vocal mod as well. Does my voice sound any better, worse, any different? Wow, it kind of makes my voice sound animatronic. All right, so we got Marius, Emberus, Fabian. Obviously, we're probably going to ban Emberus, which leaves us to deal with, Marius, which leaves us to deal with Emberus and Fabian. It's nothing too crazy. Nothing out of the ordinary, at least. Odin and Hilvi. Let's bring in Siegfried. And we're going to ban Marius, of course. And Hilvi's really, depending on how he's got her bill, that's going to pretty much determine how difficult the spot's going to be. If she's in like Nanti's total guard, it's going to be a lot rougher. And he did ban my Gizmak, so I'm not going to be able to ignore block damage with him. But if we can get Geralt into her second form, she'll still ignore block damage on the A1, and maybe we can trigger that like ally attack passive that she has. Well, that Fabian sure was squishy. And they're under block damage. Luckily, Lazarius can strip that rod off. If he ever takes a turn. All right. Can we strip all this off? Yes, we can. Yeah, I think we can end this right here. Yep. Easy peasy. Season, it's still got 2 weeks and 1 day. We got that 2-star basalt. We need some starstone from it, though. Really bad. We got Empress out. So we're going to throw out Fabian as the bait. And if we get to keep him, you know, he's running like, what was that, like 320 on the speed. So not super fast. But if we get a Lazarius turn meter boost, it should get him fast enough. Oh, he's running the Gizmac. Now, Mariska, she's going to be annoying to deal with her passive that revives everybody when she's dead. I think we're going to ban, I don't know if we want to ban Taurus or Mariska. I think that we're going to ban Taurus. And hopefully we can keep Geralt alive long enough to use her A1 a few times, because it ignores block damage. If she deals enough damage on her A1 that it can break through most of the time. Get our revival and deaths out. And yes, they are protected. Can we provoke anybody?
Like, you know, low quality store? I don't think so. I think, you know, it depends on the product. Some of the products I feel like are much better quality than the traditional Finnish K market and S market, which are the two main brands. I've lived in couple, well, I've lived in like let me think about it, 4 different addresses in my life, and never has there been a little close to me. Not once. I wish there had been, but not once.
Now
Okay,
let's put Geralt into her second form.
Be good. Surely Empress is not gonna finish the job.
There's no block damages out, but everybody's going to get revived here.
Empresses can hit pretty hard though, but we have
let's see if we can take Spada out.
We have good amount of heals
and reset or put all their skills on cooldown. Yes, we can.
I would be happy if we got a little in my local town, or like not even like close to this, even like the next town or something. I don't think there's a room for another food store in my town, honestly. We have one food store. That's it. Two bars, one food store, one church, and that's about the entire town. It shows the priorities of the people here. We're gonna push Plat, Johnny, but there's still like 30 minutes. If I push now,
so he pulled out the like Fabian.
Gold 4 at some point, or you know, let's see. Oh, we fight Solmur again. We fought him quite often in last couple weeks. Okay, let's check out the Platinum stats after this battle, but I think it's still too early to start push for me. You need to have pretty strong account if you want to do like 30 minutes to 1 hour Platinum push.
Let's see if Shinny has a Discord.
Wait, let's not pick Armans. Maybe as the last week, but not yet.
Nell, Sigfrid. This is going to be a hard team. That Nell Sigfrid combo, we might need to ban Nell. Because we don't really have anything to counter her. At least not built up correctly.
Lidl has really good bakery section. I also specifically like that stuff. Whenever I go to Lidl, I will buy some I don't know what you call them in English, but like sausage rolls or something like that, or something else, pizzas or sausage rolls or whatever. And not that it's like some, you know, big boy stuff, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a rough team right there.
I think we still go Armans. Chances are that he's.
We're gonna go Cometas,
Mercurial though.
ban Nell, and hopefully Predator is gonna be the one we have to look out for. We have a lot of Stone Skin out. I don't think Sigfrid or break through Stone Skin on everybody. Damn, you banned my Garo. That was going to be my hard counter to Predator.
Okay, Rotos is the fastest champion in the battle. Interesting. He's running the full Stone Skin strategy. Okay. Rotos wants to spam extra turns. Okay, Mord, you can do it. Maybe Carnage still goes before some of their nukers. Okay, we got Marius. Wait, everybody in my team is going before him. He's running a really slow team. Obviously on purpose, of course, but interesting. I was still expecting that a few of them would...
We won't be able to get Sigfrid out with this, but we might be able to take Fabian out of the game. Okay.
Volcardia card. I guess we can just do A1 here. We don't have to do anything else.
Hopefully... Bam. Yeah, we lost that one. That's the first loss we've had in 10 battles. So, yeah. We was on a good streak.
Should I waste Rotos A3? Like, I guess he's still gonna proc the passive, or no? No? Okay.
Carnage.
Okay, that's pretty good if we can get this win. Damn. Nobody else in his team is doing damage. It's just,
Empress Marius.
Freya killing my team.
Nothing too bad yet.
Hitting really hard.
Because we're gonna ban the Marius.
But I haven't seen it before, but outs. Come on, Freya, calm down. Okay, can we just kill Predator and end the battle that way?
Yeah, we're gonna have to grind out to platinum as well in just a minute.
Maybe they are just gonna die to the necrosis at this point, even if he killed the nukers. Oh, he has gloomy coronet.
We'll see.
Well, Fallen, my team is not...
They banned my speed lead though.
My team is not scary enough to do that. Last reset I was hit 7 times in 1.5 minutes. And... you know, that kind of hurts. Okay, we're good. Kind of close. He totally could have won this battle, but the necrosis was kind of helping me a lot. Okay, 24 minutes. Be right back.
I want to see what team he's running to get into platinum. That didn't hit as hard as I was expecting it to.
Wait, wasn't it Gloomy Coronet? What do you mean, Witu? I'm pretty sure that procced on the Predator. No?
Damn. How are we gonna go on a
Yeah, well,
like a
that's why he
14
didn't
win
start to
streak
Donatello
and then lose 2 in a
Leonard and
row?
Predator. Oh, Isak was ranked 2, but now he went down couple spots. Oh, somebody linked me a video of this guy earlier today. Let me actually look it up. I wasn't really familiar with him, but it's like he's a content creator and he did like a Solanar test video. Pretty sure it's the same guy. Yeah, it's him. I was looking at his Solanar showcase, like was it today or yesterday, to see what's up. He seemed to like it a lot.
Damn. What got so loud in this video?
V&D Tone Knights.
You can't even hear what he's saying over that. Okay. This doesn't look like too crazy of a team.
Teams. I feel like the hidden thing was so BS because you can.
It's
still
going to
see what
depend on
teams
their
are
gear.
doing, you just can't see their names, and what's the point of that? Don't let me see their teams at all, and we would just have to attack teams full blind. That could be annoying, but it would be like a new game mode that you have to have some.
We're gonna see if we can't push Platinum real quick after this fight, though.
Strats. But we just can't see the statistics, and then after the Platinum ends, we need to wait for 12 hours to know what rank we got and what rank other people got. Even though you can see the global leaderboards, but they are always wrong. They're not even remotely correct, so I'm not the biggest fan of this. I want to see what people are running and, you know, what's the meta and that kind of stuff.
That's sad.
This is bad for content creators and just people, like, you know, wanting to see what other people are doing and trying to, you know, learn from other players. Okay, let's see. I feel like right now there's
Yeah, that was sad.
Many
that was a waste of tokens. All right. We only got 21 minutes. I don't know. See if we can get some quick wins.
Okay, there's 9 people in top 20 that are neither in SP or MAD. Interesting.
We maybe should have done this before going into Lava Arena.
21 minutes left. Should I really go for 21 minute push? The thing is that if I get a really long fight now, I need to leave it if I want to do Classic Arena, but then for sure if I start pushing now, I will drop down to gold and probably multiple times, because even if I get wins, I will get attacked so much when I get high ranks.
We gotta try to hurry this. I don't know if we're gonna have enough time to push it. Let's try to speed through it.
Fuck. Should I really start pushing yet? Okay, let's go for it. I'm just gonna drop down and push couple times, I guess. No, let's do one live arena battle. I'll leave it if they're stalling. Fuck, I need to look at the timer now.
What a tanky girl. Not tanky enough though.
Chances are all of these people are gonna push plat anyway, to be fair, but if he's just gonna, you know, be annoying and stall, and like, why would he? But if he were to do that, I'm just gonna leave the battle. I need like 10 minutes to push. That's how much I want time. What's up? What's up, John? Still, after this battle, I start pushing. One last live arena battle. Probably Solanar is gonna see, I would guess, more use in maybe Classic Arena than Live Arena. I feel like it might be even more popular in Classic. At least it's gonna be in Classic. You can pick what you battle against, so it's gonna be a lot more consistent pick because you can pick it in the right matchups, and in the right matchup he's really good. Nah, no way I'm gonna win against this team.
All right, Gero, take him out.
I
Oh,
wouldn't say that getting into platinum is impossible, but you need to save for the last minute to push it. Like literally, if you have bad account, be in gold, don't get to platinum. Like 2 minutes left, you fight couple one-man teams, and then you hope you get it. And you can get it done. It's a little bit, you know, lottery who gets it at that point and who doesn't, because there's so many people on the border of plat. But you know, it's surprisingly like doable even for not strong accounts. You're just not gonna get it every time, but
I mean, we're making good
you
time.
might be able to do it. Some people might.
It's been
look
2
down
minutes
on
and we've already won
fighting
like
one
6
man
or 7
teams
fights. We might be able to hit this.
in gold, but
I didn't realize
You
that
have
it
to do
was.
what you
I
have
thought
to
I
do.
still had an
That's
hour and a half,
also
and then I just realized when I was doing Live Arena, then
Okay,
we've
we
only
just
got
got
20
destroyed.
minutes.
without my Datses,
I don't want to take
don't
on
have any
like
shields.
crazy tanky teams because it's going to drag out. So we're just going to try to use some gems up to
that was a quick one.
do some quick fights.
There's no way I'm gonna queue another battle. I guess I just have to start pushing. I promise you I'm gonna drop down to gold, but I think I'm gonna drop down to gold maybe like 2 or 3 times, and if it's like in the worst case scenario, which has happened to me bunch of times, that if I start push too early, I might get quite high. Like let's say that I get to top 100 when there's like 5 minutes left, and then when there's like 1 minute left, I'm like 200 points below platinum because I get like 1000 attacks in 30 seconds or something like that, and my
Ignore that
defense team
shield.
doesn't look scary, so everybody and their mom is gonna attack me when they see it. So I'll probably get some wins occasionally, but might be 10 losses in row.
Nobody on that team can really deal damage. I'm
Anyway, good luck
surprised
for
that
everybody pushing
like that.
plat.
I
As
mean, I
was
guess
saying
Ninja can,
before,
but like that was a weird
even
team set
before
up there.
we got the details about the Swift parry. Now it's more relevant than ever to push platinum and grind the loot, so I do recommend to go for
I
it.
do agree. Now that Swift Parry
Even
and
if you
B-Flight
don't
got
think
that buff,
I
you
don't
really
think
need
it's
to
good
try to
enough.
get platinum
It's
if you
worth it.
can to get a few amulets
this
and
on her,
banners, rings, all that. Because that
How
guaranteed
would turtles
50%
be
ignore
tested?
defense, that's almost worth the
If we
set
just
in and
double
of
check.
itself. Plus you're getting a bunch of speed.
Turtles are geared.
And that
If we
50-50
lose
on
now, it
unkillable is
literally
pretty
doesn't
nice.
matter. It's almost better if I lose some battles now before I get too high. I wanna see how turtles would do against a team like this. Okay.
Sigfrid
Doesn't
in
seem
that
bad. I
setup
guess we
should
still
have been
gonna
in the
get
stone skin
Okay, wait.
because
everybody's up.
Empress
Still gonna get
obviously is going to
Solanar
outlive him.
passive even after we kill everybody.
We broke through the stone skin with
And also,
that.
I don't have like any turtles in Mercurial. That's definitely gonna be the way. Probably a decent buff for turtles, honestly. You will be able to run them against some teams that you weren't able to do before. Even though, like, unkillable and block damage is still gonna be a major issue for them. Okay, it was actually kind of slow battle. Surprisingly slow, but he got a lot of revives there. Like, we could hit this Hilvi team. This could be really easy if I had like Leonard on Mercurial, which I'm gonna do for sure.
We need to take that Brahmin Lord out. We're making good time, though, I feel like.
Well, if you have any questions about all the stuff, I can definitely tell you the old war stories. The thing is that, you know, I've often told the same war stories before, so I don't want to be too boring and repetitive, but if, you know, I will definitely indulge as I often do. Damn, are we actually getting faster battle with the Rotos, you know, tank team than the Turtles? Okay, it's almost the same. No, it was faster. It was like, I think 10 seconds faster with this team. Level 77.
Surprised we're not coming across any like crazy stone skin teams. I'm glad, but
Yeah, it goes up a lot at the end, and there's so many people like just below or above plat, like I said. But what you can do here, if you just want to get it and you're like having a hard time catching up, literally refresh until you get one-man teams. That's how I got plat last week. I wouldn't have been able to do it without that. I was having the same issue that I wasn't really losing battles in offense, but it was going up way too fast and I couldn't keep up. But somehow I still made it. It showed that I finished gold, even in the guild tab after the battle and in the global leaderboard, and most people were saying that I didn't get it because it was gold here. But the new system is good. It doesn't, we don't have proper leaderboards, and actually I got 487 last reset. Barely got it. No, not live arena.
ooh, now that fight had drag out. Let's refresh.
I think I can hit this team. Can we hit this with turtles? I mean, it could be a loss, but I feel like it's doable with the turtles. I'm super looking forward to play more with Mercurial. It just takes a little bit while to get some bills, unless you happen to have some good RNG. Especially if we're talking about nukers. Okay, we got gimped. Especially if we're talking about nukers and not just some random speed booster or reviver.
Oh, damn. He's gonna have to take his turn. We don't have any stone skin, sadly. Or sorry, any burnout. Oh, well that was good. That damn evade. Nothing a Garo ally attack can't take care of, though.
Am I just gonna kill everybody and proc the Seek from passive? Okay, Grixia got weak hits and that's good for me. Okay, we can do it, guys. I believe in my champions. This week we're not gonna finish gold. We're gonna get plat. By the way, is the music like the volume of the music? What do you think about it? Because I put it lower than I normally had it, because on my next video I accidentally had the stream music on. I don't know if it was too loud during the streams as well. I didn't see a lot of people mentioning it, but when I was editing the video it sounded way too loud.
Now the music's fun.
But now it's like more quiet than that, so I don't know if it's too quiet. I can't kill Galatir because of the passive. Should I just kill everybody? Everybody before I go for it? I would have just wasted the A3. Do I dare to hit this Niamhe team? Well, first time, it doesn't matter if I lose. Again, I almost don't want to win. Because I don't have faith that my defense will hold up if I get too many wins in a row. Okay, Predator was kind of taking care of the
Please don't evade this.
Mercurial stats
Awesome.
pretty well there.
Damn, how many evades is he gonna get?
Almost a kill even with the weak hit. I wish it was. That's kind of bad. It's actually really bad. Can we kill it through the protection? Okay. Niamhe is so annoying.
Are we gonna lose it to fear? Nope, we got it. Although I will say, this is slowing us down more than we need to.
I know I'm not the only raid player in my town, but I don't know if there's any like I do know
can't afford to be losing time like this.
Casual, so. But that's not saying much. My town is quite small. By quite small, I mean like you're not gonna find these tiny towns in like US or anything like that. You have to be pretty densely populated country to have towns that could have this low amount of people and be towns. Do we hit the Solanar? I kind of wanna, but I feel like I'm gonna lose to it. Bayek team? Interesting. Should I hit the Bayek?
Awesome.
I kind of want to do it.
Hit him, Garrow.
I feel like I'm gonna regret it, but okay. How much time is there? 7 minutes. We're fine. I want to hit the Bayek. I don't remember what the Void Champion is called, but I know what it does. I met it a few times in Live Arena, not too many times, but it does like debuffs and it's a nuker. Okay, well, Predator is maybe not gonna do too much here though. It was pretty good damage still. Come on.
If we could get a bunch of teams like that, we'd be okay.
It's not doing enough damage. Ah, fuck. Okay, auto it a little bit. I see Frodos can like get a turn, otherwise I'm just gonna surrender. I honestly just was curious about this team. I was kind of expecting it to be not too easy, but I wanted to see it. Yeah, okay, everybody got locked out. Okay, we give up. It's fine. Wait, I think I got some defense wins there. Okay, fuck. Maybe that loss was really good, because I think I'm too high points again for my own good.
There we go.
We're gonna start getting a lot of defense losses in a second, because I'm too high points. I'm just got the defense loss. Probably after this, I get another attack. Dude, see how much I'm getting attack now. I'm telling you, getting wins for me is not good. I can't hit any of these. I mean, I can hit them, but they're not I don't have the confidence.
Man, I'm afraid we're not going to have enough time.
That's a lot of CC, but if my
We should have started this a little bit sooner.
Cleanse,
Like, we're going to be right
or
on the
maybe
fringe
Rodos
of it, but I don't think we're going to hit it here.
CC with mastery proc or something, we might be good. Okay, at least Donatello isn't locked out. It's gonna be annoying though. Ilvi has Mercurial and he has double Reviver. Wait, if Rodos would have gotten a turn there, it would have been good.
What? How much HP does he have?
Am I gonna lose this battle too? I feel like I still have a chance on this one. Four minutes left. No, not very impressive performance, but defense was getting some wins, so I wasn't too high that so you know I was getting some wins against the fellow fellow journeymen, which is good because I wouldn't win against the big boys in defense, but let's get a couple offense wins to close it. Okay, we're gold. Hit this bomb team. Make your prediction, gold or plat. Let's do poll about it. Okay, quickly one-man defense. That's good enough. We're just farming resources. I have no, this time, in the past I have had, but I have no delusions of grandeur this time that we're gonna get high rank. I'm just trying to get the loot and grind for the, future. Maybe be in better
And
position
if we
at
would have
some point
started
if
just
happens.
10 minutes sooner, we would have had
Tools, or we
platinum.
get some crazy
I'm
futures.
so
I just
disappointed.
wanted to get the Swift parry. I rather be 499 and never miss plats than get like top 20 multiple times and then miss plat once. That's my priorities. I really don't want to miss the loot. And that being said, I'm not good enough to make sure that it doesn't happen. But I'm trying my best, even if it might not.
Is there any relic fragments up for grabs
very
in this arena tournament? Anybody know?
There's so much CC and speed teams. I think it's. I don't know if I have time to kill this in 1.5 minutes. We hit the Taras team. I'm gonna regret this, but we hit the Taras team. Where is my UDK? Okay, this is gonna be the last battle. We might still make it, even if I don't win it in time, assuming that defense doesn't tank a lot. It's up to the Aaron Jesus at this point. Okay, that's annoying. Mythic Revivers OP as fuck. Rodos is just, Rodos is sad. Just do A3. I don't want to get polymorphed or anything. I'm not even gonna try. Okay, Predator is being pretty good. Yeah, this is gonna be.
At least we are definitely high into gold, but it is sad that we wasn't able to get into platinum, and that was strictly down to our bad timing.
I can't be too slow with my turns. Actually, I need to hit the marriage. Okay, we're not gonna make this in time. It's already. I think there's like 30 seconds left or something like that. It's fine as long as as long as I don't lose it before it ends. It's fine. Against this team, I could have totally ran Marius. I can't do it against too many teams, but against this one specifically, I could have gotten away with it. Speed is just, you know, speed is kind of big deal. It gets.
Look at that nasty dude.
Okay, he's stalling me hard, but I think we're gonna win at the end, but it's already over. We're just fighting for the bragging rights at this point.
How many points do we got in this? 13,000. So we need just like what? 1.8 thousand more so we can get those mythical fragments.
Did you make it? I don't know. We'll see about it later. Okay, the poll shows that 56% voted for gold. I was in bat before this battle, and my defense was doing some work, but I'm not sure. Okay, let's.
Alright, where are we at in the arena tournament now?
Let's do another one.
4th place. We would easily get in the first, though. Are there any fragments to take home out of this one? At 75, okay. And when we get those, we'll be able to craft a mythical relic. Speaking of which, let's see if we can roll a good enough team to take on this Freya stage.
Okay. Another poll for you plat pushers. Let's see how well we did. Damn.
There'll be...
This triple reviver is just...
Make sure we ain't took any gear off. Yeah, we've taken some gear off of her.
The champions are not that tanky, but I guess they're like fast enough that they're rotating the, you know, revives and unkillables well enough. Okay, I was plat and I lost this battle. I think I got plat. I feel like we did it. We did it, boys. I don't know if I earned it, but I did it. And that's, you know, depending on your life philosophy, you know, results matter. Some people might disagree, but we got it.
Are we able to get her in non-PS material?
The global leaderboards are gonna lie. I have learned this from first-hand experience, so
No.
we don't, whatever rank I'm
So
here,
we'll stick with Feral.
that's not gonna be precise, but let's humor ourselves and see what rank I am. Damn, this is so confusing. Why do we even have different regions for this? What's the point? It's not like we have live arena for different regions. Okay, I'm 87. There you go boys. It's confirmed. I was ending my offense battles, but I got top 100. Just like the one guy was saying there that, you know, top 100 is too hard earlier on the stream, if you saw it. And I was saying that there's basically no difference between top 500 and top 100, or even like high gold and top 100. There's very small difference. Here you go. Case in point. You know, I could have totally finished gold, but andstrategy Jesus, I guess, decided that today we're gonna take 87 or somewhere close to it, so I'll take it. Okay, let's look at the...
I think that shield we have on is pretty good enough.
The defense logs a little bit. My defense definitely did a lot better this week than last week. Last week was surprisingly bad because my defense, assuming that I don't push high, generally does quite well. But last week it was just losses and losses. I think my defense kind of got a little bit unlucky. But this week, mostly we have wins in defense. Now, take it into account that I was in low plat, so I was getting hit by other accounts in low plat or gold. If I was in like top 100 or top 20 and I was getting hit by people in top 100, it would be 100% losses, maybe one lucky win. So
We glyph this up a little.
This might seem like, oh, my defense team is winning really well against gas
Even
or
labor.
whatever this guy was called, but it depends of the
So we're
level of
looking at
enemies, of
80k.
course. That's why
All right, so we're looking at 80k on the HP, 5.3k on the defense. Not bad on being tanky. 286 on speed. Not good enough for arena, but it is good enough for Grid Force, I believe. And full amount of accuracy with all the power cards we have, it should be good enough. All right. Dismac. Ninja, well, they're all Force Affinity, though. Make sure Lydius is still in full tier. Yeah, okay, she's still full gear. They're on my though. We need a stone skin shield on him. We don't really care about crit damage on him. That could be a decent setup for it, though. And into attack, it's not what we want. I think we can run this. And then we need boots. Okay. I'm debating on taking Little Miss Annie out, Ninja out and trying Uka. But if we need more damage, we can always go back and swap them back. Where Hilvy can keep burns out on him, I think we can keep Dismac in his second form here.
I'm getting gangbanged. Not on top of the world, but at least I didn't screw it up this week. It just, I want to see the
Yeah,
loot.
after we do this round, we are going to go
like,
back into Lava Arena for a little bit.
It's kind of bad for content as well that we can't see what you get. Everybody hates this. I don't know why you have to wait for 12 hours to see if you got plat and what loot you got. Also, take into account that this week, I'm pretty sure, I'm like 99% sure, the patch is not live, so we don't have the updated rewards. I'm sure it's gonna be a lot more competitive next week, or starting from next week. But consider pushing for it if you can and have maybe a little bit interest to do it. Even if you're a PvE player, I mean, Mercurial gives you less ignore defense, but it can give you extra turn. So I don't know if Swift Parry is actually gonna be better in PvE, even though I saw in like Reddit and people in like noobs comments saying that. I didn't do the math, but I'm pretty sure Mercurial is still better in PvE. But you know, if you don't have trillion sets, then maybe you can even use it on your PvE account on like one champion or something if you happen to get a set. But I'm pretty sure, again, I didn't do the numbers, but I'm pretty sure Mercurial is gonna be more DPS still, and Swift Parry is gonna be more just burst, you know, damage on your first nuke, which is what you want in PvP. You want to one-shot the enemy and end the battle, not have the highest sustained DPS.
I don't think any of those people ignore block damage, so.
Hilvi, Fabian, and Carnage. Okay, let's see the comments. I'm maybe a little bit behind again with my monologues. I mean, Marius is very good. It's just, if you go second, okay, this fight could be an example. And we're gonna, you know, there's worse speed teams than this, but if I get locked out and frozen, Marius is not gonna tank hits, so it's I would say the best nuker in the game if you go first. And it enables a lot other champions, like, for instance, Carnage, if you can first go with Marius and fully cleanse the enemy or buff strip or whatever.
Oh, that's even worse.
But if you go second, it's a lot more trickier. I feel like Carnage is more viable in go second than Marius. But it depends what they pick. I mean, if they don't pick a lot of lockout and CC with fast heals, maybe I can still run Marius 7 without any turn meter boosters or lockout in my own team. I do see some people quite often actually run Marius in like teams where they have everybody in 4-piece stone skin and there's no turn meter manipulation or anything like that. Okay. This guy, isn't that I think I've seen this champion like once before. That's the champion from completing Faction Wars fully. And okay, it's in band, so there is that, but it's not like good champion. It's a big letdown for everybody. Let's see if he can get a win with that against me. Okay, probably not. Is he actually running the champion unironically, or was he just picking on me? Maybe I'm too paranoid because I do say that quite often, but I feel like he's just he was bullying me and he was trying to get a win with that champion against me on stream as a flex. Maybe he wasn't doing it, but I feel like he has.
I do wish we had a block buff.
First than her. Maybe I'm wrong. Reprad, you can see the... Okay, I can actually show it too. You can go to the global leaderboards. I mean, back in the day, or not long time ago, you could just see the leaderboards after Classic Arena ended. We can't see it now. And the thing is that even though you're locked in with the points, if you finish plat, But people who were gold when platinum ended can still gain points even in plat. So the leaderboards are always gonna get scrambled after it. So the leaderboards are not reliable at all. But yeah, here if you go to the menu and then leaderboards, and then you have to pick arenas, the right region or all regions. Again, why do we even have these options here? Because like, why would I want to see the European people? I guess we can dox people. Is that the purpose of this? We can see which arena players are European. Okay, Artemus was rank 1 European player. Congrats to him. So then you go global and then we can see it. Oh, he was still rank 1. Okay. Europe 1, I guess. All the other regions can suck it. Europe 1. Let's go. By the way, looking at this, remember what I was saying, that there's not a lot of point difference between gold and top 100, and even top 100 and top 50 it's not a lot, but after top 20 there's like really big gaps. So again, these are not perfect, these are not the exact numbers, but top 100 right now is like 4,142, and when we looked at the leaderboards right after it ended, I was 87.
Oh, he got his counterattack
I
up.
was 87. So this was 4.140 was 87. Let's say
Can we
that's
strip
like
it?
100,
Okay,
because those
good.
people are like 1 or 2 points apart from each other. So how much is top 20? Yeah, like top 30 would be like 60 points more. Top 20 would be like
I think we need to heal more.
90 points more. And then we go to like top 10, and suddenly there's gonna be like increases of like hundreds points. Actually, rank 1 is like 260 points above me. Even though, you know, gold is probably like, I don't know, 4,090 points or 4,100 points or something like that. It's like, it's really close margins until we get to the upper echelon of ranks. A lot of MAD and SP as always.
We might be able to get it this time.
IPR died. I wasn't expecting IPR to die. Again, I wasn't playing the game for a long time, and I guess they ran into troubles in my absence, but I thought they were like really solid clan that would never disband. I'm surprised about it. I was never in IPR, but I was always kind of friendly and rooting for IPR, even when I was in MAD. GNL, SP, you know, I maybe had some differences with, but IPR I always liked as clan, so.
Okay. We're looking good.
How do you build Donny? Like basically everybody, again, this is for like pushing that basically, or you know, high tag team or whatever, but everybody builds Donatello in Stone Skin and Resistance, and the ultra endgame set these days could potentially be like Resistance with Merciless, that would make him a lot more tankier, but you're gonna get like, is it like 60 or 80 more Resistance if you do 6-piece Stone Skin and 3 1-piece Resistance set bonuses. So it's a lot easier to do that build, but it's a really good combo for Donny that if you get locked out, then you can still you can reset the cooldowns of your team and cleanse if you need it. It kind of works with the turtles, because the other turtles don't really even need their cooldowns that much. But you know, if Donatello resets them, then you're all good. But yeah, either Stone Skin or Mercurial. Now, if you're not anywhere close to being able to build the champion in Resistance, I would just go like 9-piece Mercurial and build him fast and tanky, if you can do Resistance. It will still be pretty good utility.
We almost got this. I've been trying to kill this stage for 3-4 days now. And we were just getting very unlucky on the squad rolls. But we got it this time.
Do I go with Armans here or not? This guy's gonna be faster than me, I'm sure. Maybe we just go Necro.
So we got to beat one more Phrygius, collect one more chest. Well,
Let's
all
try it.
6 Phrygiuses, actually. But we have all the player buffs cards, so I think we're good.
Grats Travis, it's 20% chance to get Avatar, which is very RNG, you know. Some people go into like 10 plus attempts before they get the first one, and some people get them instantly, but there's a lot of variation with those mods. It's a long time ago.
Well, this is about the best
sure it took
Phrygius
me
team I could have pulled.
11 finishes before I got my first Avatar. It was many, but so many years ago I might forget the number, but I think it was 11. I can probably find it in DMs because I used to cry about it. And I remember I had this funny thing that first time that I got plat, I didn't think about taking a picture of it, and nobody believed me that I got plat, and I didn't get the Avatar. So people in my clan were saying that I made it up and it didn't happen. And then I went to the dark side. I needed to get that Avatar so that they would believe me. But I started taking pictures after that because they didn't believe me, and it took a while until I get the Avatar. So if I kept saying that I got plat all the time and I never get the Avatar, you know, I would have been my honor would have been even more in jeopardy in the clan. And I remember that when I got first time plat, it was like
we need 20.
Like
oh,
really
we only
long
need
time
10 mil for this
until
one.
I got it the second time. I was really lucky that I
Oh,
got
we
it
definitely got
on
this.
that attempt, and I had tried multiple times before, and my account was really weak. But there was maybe like 2 or 3 months break until I got the plat second time. It took a while, but I think when I got the second one, then I pretty much started getting on like most weeks. Not every week, but like more often than not.
Almost
But
a mil
these
on that
days,
hit.
you know, I have regressed. It used to be easy. It's not. I'm not confident if I can finish plat or not anymore. With Predator,
A mil from Little Miss Annie, too.
there's definitely potential. That's one god tier champion. Just put your best gear and other stuff, you know, gloops, relics and stuff on it, and you get couple good other ones, and you have crazy defense team. So I think I have like I have a goal now. There is light at the end of tunnel, and you know, Predator is gonna be the carry of my account. It used to be Rotos, but now it's these days. It's
Keep
Predator.
going, Daryl. Look at that quad hit.
I think Mod is gonna die regardless. Oh fuck. I didn't realize he had the blockbuster debuff. There's so many debuffs that I didn't I missed that one.
We're gonna have the 10 mil
And
before
Mod didn't
turn
even die with
5.
the necrosis. Okay. My bad.
Definitely pushing out some damage here.
It's still looking pretty bad. Okay, next. Forget about that battle. Oh, what's up? Thanks for the follows on Twitch. Thanks, guys.
There's our 10 mil.
Yeah, I'm a little bit behind in the chat, my bad. I was monologuing a lot and we were looking at the leaderboards, but thanks.
There's
Thanks
our
for everybody
chest.
joining on the Twitch. I do have this program that merges the chat, but I'm a little bit behind. I'm just getting to it. It's not that I wasn't like I can see both of the chat together. I was just I was behind with the chat, just overall. Not.
What is up, guys?
Did he get Solinar finally? Dude, he's been trying to get Solinar all weekend.
Amazing day. This is going to be the final shot at getting Solinar, guys. I am currently sitting on 182 or 184 shards in the Mercy. 182 actually. Void shards without pulling a legendary champion. So with the amount of shards we have, we are almost guaranteed to pull a Void legendary. At the 200 mark, the Mercy kicks in, and then it will gradually increase every shard we pull. But I only have 36 Voids. The irony of it, just thinking about it, right? So if I would open the 36, I'm only going to get to 218. The guaranteed is 220. So hopefully, we're not really going to have that miserable luck. I mean, it's not even luck, it's bad luck, right? Now, I've tried Friday, Saturday, today is Sunday. We've tried it on the 2x, and it's time to make it happen. I have a good feeling about it, right? Last time, we've pulled another Mercy, literally around 200 plus shards to get a legendary, and it was a Gurgo. This time around, I have a feeling that all the tax we've paid is for this bad boy. That's what we want to get, right? 324 reviews. Damn, a lot of people got him already, right? Definitely way more than 324, because personally, I do not tend to review champions either, and a lot of you guys don't. But this is what I really, really want to get. An absolutely fantastic champion. I do have a few other voids on my wish list, but I'm really hoping to hit that one freaking Solinar. Klazak Key Hulk is absolutely amazing as a champion. I would not cry if I would get one. We have Neve, the weirdest pronunciation of this name I've ever heard, but hey, who am I to judge it? This one is an absolutely beast as well, and we do have Gaspard, which is a pretty good one too. But the main thing that I want to get is, of course, Solinar. 182 in the Mercy, 36. Let's bring this freaking Solinar home once and for all. I actually completed the hero path. Not fully, but I've got both of the 5-star souls for the fusion and for Solinar as well. We started with the meta, an epic champion. From here on is just praying and praying and praying. Let me know in the comments down below how many of you guys actually pulled a Solinar this weekend or the previous weekend when we had the 2x. And by the way, if you are a spender and you want to save money on your packs, buy cheaper packs, check out the video that I've posted yesterday. It will be linked somewhere up here. It will help you to save money on your packs. Super official, super safe to do, nothing to worry about it. We got a retainer, and we're gonna have to move into 10 pops by the looks of it. It's just an absolute horrible feeling when you are getting pushed in the 200 Mercy for a legendary, especially on voids or primals. Now, personally, I've always said it, and I will say it. I don't care if we are hitting the Mercy as long as we're getting that quality over the quantity, right? So hopefully it was all worth it. If not, we're gonna build whatever champion we're getting, but hopefully it's gonna be Solinar. We're gonna see what gear we can actually put on him. Started strong with a bunch of rares by the looks of it. So we got a tax. We got a tax out of the way. Just get my tax and let me be. And from here on, any moment now. Gala long braids. Come on. Glade Wolf. And Solinar. Solinar, baby! Oh, we got a Gaspard the Accused. You know what? Is not Solanar, but is a new one. Okay, at least is one champion from the damn list. So that was a mercy. That was a mercy. That's literally 208 shards. 208 shards, 206 because we got two other champions after the legendary. And the final 10 pop, we still have a chance. We still have a chance at making it happen. Come on, game. You can't just constantly ask for hundreds of shards for a legendary. Make it happen.
Mm.
Make it happen. Drop that freaking Solanar. Come on. Come on. Okay. No Solanar, unfortunately. But at least we managed to pull a Gaspard, which is new. Now, there's really no point in trying to get Solanar right now. I'm far off from the mercy. The game could always punish me and literally push me again to the 200 mark. And that's very, very costly. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to retry it during 2 axes because
I would like to have Dasper.
that
He seems like a cool champ.
Slightly better version. So if we're quickly going to check what we've got right here, Mr. Gaspard, I will be doing probably a different guide on him, or we'll see how that works. He is a defense-based champion. Links of that attacks all enemies, has a 50% chance of placing a 50% decreased attack debuff and a weaken debuff for 1 turn. With the second skill, attacks all enemies, has a chance of placing a provoke debuff for 1 turn, places an increased defense buff and a shield buff on all allies for 2 turns, and the value of the shield is proportional to this champion's defense. Then attacks 1 enemy, will ignore life barrier, poison cloud, shield, and block damage buffs, as well as 25% of the target's defense. If the target was killed by this skill, revives a random dead ally with 50% HP and 50% turn meter, and this revive will ignore block revive debuffs. So think about Embrace. Embrace is going to block revive on one of your characters. This skill will ignore that. And he will place a block revive debuff on the target killed by this skill. You have the first passive. Whenever this champion kills an enemy or decapitates a Hydra head, it will fill the turn meter of all allies by 25% and heals them by 25% of their max HP. And then you have this huge wall of text. Master wills it. Whenever an enemy is
A little bit worried.
instantly activates.
I don't have a source of healing on here.
Skill against that enemy. This one right here. That is dangerous because you can literally block the revive on them. The only problem that I have at the moment is that I do not have a soul for the champion, if I remember it correctly. Then, this will not put the You Stand Accused skill on cooldown. It has a chance of activating the You Stand Accused skill on an enemy.
Maybe with Pinthroid.
An ally
He's got a good heal.
And it will occur once per turn. A very, very good part of the passive right there. And it will instantly activate the You Stand Accused skill against the Hydra whenever an ally is consumed by that head. And it will not put the skill on cooldown. Really, really good champion. I've seen quite a few of my clanmates using him in arena defense as well, not just offense. I think he's going to be tons and tons of fun to play him in a live arena. Just knocking down enemies, I think is going to be absolutely crazy. But as I was saying, the main problem is that I don't think that we have a soul for the champion. I might be wrong, but I really don't think we do. Gaspard, do we see a Gaspard in here? No, I do have a 2-star on Klazag. I have the 5-star Solanar and Noldua, which of course I got from the hero pad, but unfortunately nothing on Gaspard. So I'll have to keep an eye on the store because I will have to start purchasing his soul as well. And at the moment I'm getting my Predator done and he's on the list too. So these two champions are basically my main priority in here. So I'll have to keep an eye on both of them. I know I said that we might build the champion. I'm gonna show you basically what I would do with the champion. So let's see. He's in the reserve vault. Let's instantly load him. I will have to farm the masteries for him. Gaspard. Honestly, I know he's no Solanar, guys, but this could have been way worse than this. And I'm pretty stoked that is a new legendary champion. Don't get me wrong. I wish I would have gotten Solanar, but at least I've got a good one that I did not have. It could have been another freaking Gurgo or another champion that I already have, or Yakar or something else, you know, which it's not like they're all bad champions. It's just that when you have them, you don't really want them, right? Let's use some of the chickens that I have in here because I have so many of them. Just ready to rumble. Just making food non-stop, basically, and you end up with a lot of chickens. And we're gonna ascend him. I'm not going to get the masteries done on him now because I will farm them. I will book him though. I won't have enough books for too many legendaries at the moment anyway. Not for the
Oh yeah, Pinthor is what we was missing.
Champion probably during the CVC or the next champion chase tournament. I'll see. So he's fully booked. He's definitely a champion that I am planning to use, regardless if I will have, I don't know, a blessing on him or not. It does make a massive difference. Now, the main thing that you do want to keep in mind with this champion, you need to protect this champion. He needs to stay alive more than anyone else because it's all about putting enemies to sleep. He can revive as well, which is really good. And he's just making the most out of the passives and this skill rather than stressing too much about the A1 and the A2. But in order for him to be able to get the work done, he does require to have some good gear. And I think with a cat's gaze, a 9-piece Mercurial
we got it.
Absolutely fantastic on the champion. But most likely, I won't be able to pull that off, right? I'm not even sure what accessories I have now. I don't even have an amulet for them, unfortunately.
How many more is there?
If you guys
2?
watch the video that I've
Where are they at?
posted related to the Mercurial set. The 6-piece is definitely a no-go. A 4-piece
There's one.
defense, still a no-go in my opinion. So I'm probably gonna have to go Savage Stone Skin or Little Stone Skin, depending on whatever gear I can pull off from here, right? It does depend what pieces I have available. Hopefully a triple defense. I'll take a double too with the HP, better than what I had in here. I don't think I have better ones anyway. Then a good crit damage amulet. I need to do a gear cleanse badly on my account because, oh boy. Okay, this is
Not a very good
banner. Let's
squad roll for this.
Speed. So for the moment, this looks pretty
And
decent.
we got the wrong guy.
Unless
Or
I find
me.
a better one. I'm not going to stress too much about accuracy for the A1 or anything like that. I have a different one. Now, this could only be better if it gives me a triple speed or defense. 1-1-1 is definitely not better than the one that I currently have on. And this is a 5-star. We're not even going to bother to look at it. But I will check what crit damage amulets we have available. I would prefer to put maybe a reaction, a counter-attack one. So this could be nice, but I will have to re-roll it basically to get the crit damage instead.
Damn, he's just ignoring everything.
Refresh, not bad. Probably a reaction would work better, but oddly enough, I can't believe it that I do not have a crit damage reaction amulet. Isn't that a bit crazy? Wow, that is pretty crazy actually.
35.
No way the hell I don't have one. So for the moment, I'm gonna have to go with a revenge amulet.
I don't think we're going to be able to hit 35 with Garrow alone.
Now, one of the
Not
main
with this
issues that I
team
have
setup
at the
we
moment
have.
is just not having enough crit damage gloves from these sets. I have so many champions built on these sets that is just extreme at the moment. It's very hard to get the builds done, right? So crit damage, we want to have preferably defense percentage and stuff, but I'm not even going to put those filters in because I won't be able to be too picky. I know for a fact that from the actual Savage, I just don't really have very good gloves. Like this, they have defense percentage but no crit. Let's just say we could survive without the crit from here and we could pick it from something else. But other than that, the only good piece that I have from this set are these gloves that are on my chicken already, right? So I'm gonna have a look to see if maybe we've got something from the little set that could potentially be better. This, we have flat defense on, which is not the same as a percentage, but let's just say...
No, we're not going to be able to hit it with that squad roll.
The ones that I have on Marius, I won't be using anyway, because right now Marius is on the PvE build, so those will be removed. These are not bad gloves, but I have no speed on. So it just gets a bit more complicated. These are already on Ashnar. These are already on my Leo. I'm really not planning to break any of those two champions because I am using both of them. These are okay, but no crit. Ooh, these are new. Okay, triple crit and speed at 16. Ah, damn it. Okay, no speed at 16. You know, I thought that maybe. And now, the next thing that we can do is go at the Savage set, at the Stone Skin. Now, I do have another option. Put a Stone Skin amulet instead and look for different gloves from a random broken piece, right? I can do that as well. That is an option that I have at the moment. But as you guys can probably notice, that's where the struggle kind of like begins. This is just HP. That's probably Gizmak's glove too, because he's built on for PvE. This is already equipped on my Vulcanos, which I'm not planning to remove. Yep.
I think at this rate we'll be able to hit it.
Another option. Now, what I'm gonna have to look
But
for...
that other one will have to wait until the day resets because we don't have a good enough squad. All we have is Garo, and we need 35 mil. And we don't have enough champions with her to turn boost and get extra turns. Now, if we had Senna on our roll, yeah, we could probably do it, but maybe we'll get that on our reroll.
%, that I have much better pieces from this regular Savage. I actually have very good pieces, not just much better pieces. So I have tons of different options in here. This is definitely...
I don't know. It don't look like it there either.
Put it on. Why do I always click on...
We'll do our squad reshuffles when the day resets.
One of them.
Who do we get? Banner Lords. I think we needed that banner. Argonauts, Ogren, Lizard Man, Dark Elf, Demon Spawn. And we got the Goat God, where ignores 15% of the target citizens when Twitter provoked. Puppet Master, additional 30 accuracy when placing CCs. And 10 more points into the new mythical.
Be something from here. This could potentially be a decent one. This is not that great. And what about the red one? The red one gives me a bit of more crit, but less crit damage. So I'm gonna put the ones from Errol. They're not great. I do have smaller rolls on pretty much everything, but we're gonna keep that for the moment. We have double roll on flat defense, which kind of sucks. And now we're gonna go at the top pieces. Gotta get the speed. And what I'm gonna look now is basically another piece of Stone Skin, preferably. We have this on Baron, but this again, they have very low crit, and I need to step up my crit a bit because I'm not doing too good with that. We cannot break any of those champions. They're just too important. Same with the Stone Skin pieces. Would be the same with the lethal pieces. So we are gonna have to probably get a one from Baron, which is not that important, or 5-star from Valkyrie, no. Or we could get this from Solus. At the end of the day, I'm just using him in PvE, and we can survive with that. But I still need to take this helmet. And my crit rate is really low. I need to get 5 more crit rate from Masteries. So I need a weapon from Stone Skin that has so much crit that I cannot count, basically. Stone Skin, where you at? Okay. Something that has more crit than I can count. That's only 17. Probably this will not cut it. I will have to change that chest piece to something else that gives me more crit, which is fine. Okay, this is a triple crit. So we have 72 with 5 from Mastery, 77. I could keep this one if I'm getting lucky with a glove. Now, the thing that we need to keep in mind with this is that it can be from any set at all. It just does not matter what set. So we want to check what we have available, but we need to have these particular substats on it, right? That's what we care the most for. And we might be able to pick.
We got to get some better gear on the cat.
Set. This is 12.
We haven't messed with his gear in like 2 weeks, and this account's only like a month old.
So this.
We've had plenty of new gear since we've last messed with him.
Unless I find a better one from a different set, but it just doesn't really looks like I can find a better one. Yeah, so I will have to look at a different chest. Okay, so let's go chest piece, defense, remove this, add a crit damage, and let's go hunting. This only gives me 1 more crit, which is not good. This gives me 7, but it drops some of my crit damage, and I guess we are gonna have to pick that one. I don't want to remove anything from Gallius, of course, he's just too important. So I could go like this. Now, once I'm going to ascend the amulet, which I will have to change, I'm gonna get crit damage on the gloves. I'm gonna get speed or defense on the boots, whatever comes first. Glyphs, masteries, 10% more crit damage from masteries, 5% more crit rate from there. So 42, 42% more crit damage incoming from the amulet and the gloves and masteries. And that's no relic and no blessing. So I think
we're not need to take down Arbiter first, because she's just going to revive everybody if we don't.
With this, I'm just quickly going to take a screenshot of basically what I've got in terms of gear to know on who I need to equip other gear. And we are going to have to change this amulet now, because that's not going to cut it anymore. We need a stone skin one. Oh, shit. So annoying when it just puts you to a different faction when you are on this champion. It's super weird that it's happening, but it's happening. I could try and reroll this one, but it's not worth it. I'll rather just stick with this, even though I have no defense on it. Hopefully, the 16 is going to be defense, some accuracy, and crit damage. Come on. Beautiful. So there we go. Job done with that. 12% more crit damage. And this
that was unfortunate.
Defense. I'm not going to stress too much about that. First, I'm going to prioritize in rerolling this. I only have 1 shot. Come on. Speed or defense percentage. Call it a day. Flat HP, of course. They're not going to give it to me that easy, right? We need a defense here. Attack. So we will have to waste more to reroll that. This is looking good. This is looking good. This is looking good as well. More speed.
And
I can even play around with these gloves more and find maybe different ones. Because now I don't need 18% crit anymore. I only need in reality 16 crit rate. So I could find maybe better ones. But I don't think I had anything more interesting. That's how I'm going to build my Gaspard for the moment. Now, in terms of relics, we do want him to stay alive. Okay, I think the aspect of Siroth is a good option for him, because that will keep him alive. The passive is still gonna proc even though his turn meter drops, so that's gonna be a decent option. There are a few more mythical relics that are really good on him that I do not have available, unfortunately. But that's fine. It's basically something that offers him more survivability rather than push more damage. But I might change my mind with the damage based on what numbers he kicks in with his skill, right? It's definitely something that I need to look at and basically see. I wouldn't necessarily say that's a good option, the Gilded Pinion. This instant turn after getting out of Polymorph, it might be, it might not. Placing a
but we're going to take Saurus on up to 40.
The only thing is you don't really need the attack. You kind of like want to have the crit damage. But this is a good option to veil himself and hide from single target damage dealers, right? Then you have this. This is a very good one too. Once per round, the wearer has a chance of activating an instant turn effect when one or more allies are killed. Because if you're going in with a different skill and kill somebody, you're going to revive somebody back. So this is another good option as a relic, the Soulmark Crystal. The Lens of Intangibility, great as well because of the Veil. Even though you're not getting defense or anything else, it's still a good one. Removes all debuffs. Yes and no. And then the Thunderbolt Spear is just basically dealing more damage versus shields. But that's my guess for the Accused Masteries, guys. Stay tuned. I will farm them because I'm pretty broke on gems right now. And I want to farm them. And like this, I'm going to get him leveled up too. But I will be doing a different video on him, playing live arena and different content. Even though I don't have a blessing, I did play with him on the test server. But, you know, it's definitely not the best thing to do. And while we are here, maybe, just maybe, we can drop a mythical relic. Seems like we have some mythical materials. Not enough for the Chimera ones yet, but we will have once I'm doing a run. So we got an epic. Let's do the clan ones. Come on. Okay. This is the real juice right here. Mythical relic! Okay, we got an Essence Quencher. I actually like the relic though. Close with these ones. Hopefully we're going to pull a mythical from the Wings of Winter materials. No Solanar for me this time around, guys, but at least I've got something that I'm happy with, right? Not stoked as I would be for Solanar because that's what we've chased, but we are not disappointed, so we'll take it. As usual, appreciate every single one of you guys watching. Much love, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.
Hello everyone, Nubkex here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. For today's Sunday, I thought let's have a bit of fun. And let me show you, I think this is a very modern team. A very, very modern team. Well, let's just jump in. I'll show it to you. I don't know if it's going to work against this particular team, but I've been having so much fun after pulling Bayek. And I think looking ahead, and this is, by the way, the issue with this particular matchup, which is that they are immune to lockout because of this fella. But yeah, I pulled Bayek, and we're certainly, I would say, expecting quite likely to get some sort of guaranteed event for Bayek, quite possibly in the next little while. So yeah, that's a pretty spicy one. He is kind of insane. And what have we combined him with here? Gallius for just giga damage. You could replace anyone. Gallius is lovely, actually. One of the things that is a bit of a problem, I think, for Gallius, actually, is that, look at us doing 0 damage again because of his passive. That's so funny. You can't do anything. There we go. One of the problems with Gallius is getting good increased defense champions to up his damage. There's not a ton of good increased defense champs in the meta. Well, Bayek is certainly that. He is certainly that. Right, let's try this one. But yeah, so you could use any damage dealer here. And obviously we've got the old Fabian. Now we've got a problem, which is we've been locked out. Why did it... Wait, hang on. He locked me out. Did I resist? Did we get the 3% resistance? We still have a chance because Gallius is a mythical. He could maybe survive. Unfortunately, he's been stunned. He's reflecting damage back and healing with his passive. He almost killed the horse with that. Unfortunately, the horse has now resisted the True Fear, and Gallius is dead. So I think, unless these True Fears really do me right, and the Mercurial set on Hilvy does me right, we're in a lot of trouble. Okay, we've frozen them. Oh, but she's healed. Oh, I think we're doomed. Oh no, we've got block damage. We stole block damage from them. No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. He got the lockout just on time. All right, so we've lost this one. Probably deserved. That's fine. That's fine. But yeah, what we also have, very modern team going on in this particular team as well. We've got 9-piece Mercurial on Hilvy. We've got 9-piece Mercurial on Bayek. It's pretty disgusting. We didn't remove any stone skins here. Okay, we've removed one over there. That's nice. And I'll talk you through some of the builds and some of the stuff I'm trying and going to be doing. And some of it's kind of disgusting. Here's another slight issue is he can get enfeebled. We've got no block debuffs or whatever. But look at this. Like, the Predator nuke does nothing. Because Predator typically not building any accuracy. So, oh my god, with the enfeebles. Please stop, bro. Okay. He's immune to crowd control Gallius. At least there's that. But yeah, Predator struggling. Decreased defense at least will lower his damage a bit more as well. Unfortunately, we were enfeebled. But Gallius kills one of them, and he's got a reset. Oh, combi stick throw? No damage. I mean, they're wearing us down, to be fair, slowly and surely. They are getting us. And Bayek's about to die, so now our uncrittable passive is gone. We're doing some decent damage here. He's probably going to have his revive soon. It's going to be tight, this one. It's going to be tight. That's for sure. Push his turn meter back. That's good. We get revive. That's also good. Again, he's immune to petrification because he's the chicken. Ooh, and the chicken slams him down. And we take the victory. Not the toughest team here. You know, it's just a Python. But still, it's a fun one. It's an interesting one. Let me show you what's sort of going on with this. And like I said, it's very modern. I think, by the way, Naldua would be a really, really good replacement for Hilvi. What is Hilvi doing? Removing buffs and freeze. Got an AoE revive. And she can do some fun stuff, like she can burn them, she can steal some turn meter, she can steal some buffs, she can put decreased defense with the A1. She can do some stuff. She obviously has some... She could turn meter boost. The revive is a block damage, increase speed. But I think Naldua is very easy to slot in here. She's 2 speed slower. Not a massive deal. Slightly worse stats. But Naldua, again, AoE buff removal. Instead of the AoE freeze and probably burn, you're getting AoE decreased defense. Now, this sounds kind of bad, but because we've got Bayek, we're actually very tanky. So I think we can take hits from enemies without too much stress. And then she's got the Enfeeble, which is a lovely A1, better than the decreased defense A1 from Hilvi. She has a good revive, but it doesn't have... Oh, it doesn't have an itchy nose, apparently. Sneeze. Oh. Her revive doesn't have a potential turn meter boost. It doesn't have block damage, but it is good. It brings them back with more turn meter, but no block damage, no increased speed on it. It's sort of interesting, and she makes their turn meter less effect. I think she's a pretty nice fill-in. And it's definitely something I'm looking at doing, like certainly for Siege, for Tag Team Arena. Might be like, okay, well, I can use Hilvi in one team, and I can use Naldua in another one. Now, Hilvi's got a better speed aura, but like in this situation where I can use the Fabian aura, ooh, well, here I could put Naldua in, and she could fill that slot. And yeah, I could feel pretty good about it. So it's kind of, yeah, it's pretty funky. All right, let me go over here. Let me show you recent use. So the builds, what are we doing? So at Hilvi, she is coming in with 9 pieces of Mercurial. I'm still in the process of upgrading it. I was actually looking at it. I'll show you all 3 teams that I'm using for Siege now. And just promise that you'll forget about them by the time next Siege comes up if you're fighting against me. Let's play fair. But I've got 12 champions on Siege Defense. I now have 4 of them. 4 of them in 9-piece Mercurial in Siege Defense. I would have more if I had the Mercurial to do it. That's crazy. This set has really not been out very long, and already 1/3 of my, in theory, best PvP champions are already geared up in it. Yeah, kind of intense. I've got a very fun direction to go with Hilvi. I'll tell you what it is. It's just swapping out the relic. But yeah, she's in 9 Mercurial. At the moment, she has 13 speed. Some defensive stats. She will die fairly quick, and she's got almost 600 accuracy, which is okay. Temporal chains right now, and she's got these masteries. But what I'm likely to do, I'm lucky enough to have, I haven't had a use for this relic. I'm lucky enough to have it. The Skull of Treason, where your HP, it gives you accuracy main stat, and does have a bit of speed eventually as well. Your burns do more damage to enemies with higher max HP. Ah, okay. And it does really need to be level 5 or level 6. That's a lot more doable now than when Skull of Treason first came out. This might work though. And interesting gem sockets, we'll see. That's a potential one to put on Hilvi and to give her the Incinerate blessing. And even she could be with all this turn meter pushback as well with the Incinerate, but doing double damage at burns. The burns are going to decrease their turn meter, I think, equal to the damage. So if she does, so a burn is normally 5% max HP damage. With 5-star, it's 10% max HP damage. With a maxed out Skull of Treason, oh, it's gone now, but that's another 50%. So it would be 15% max HP damage. Should be a 15% turn meter pushback. Could be a really, really fun and spicy build to run on her. Now, what you would typically be running on her back in the day would have been you needed Wand of Submission because you were running her in like probably 6-piece Stone Skin would be the standard thing. 6-piece Stone Skin, Wand of Submission, and Lightning Cage. Lightning Cage to protect her Stone Skin, Wand of Submission to protect her from crowd control, to protect her from polymorph because she is placing debuff, she could get polymorphed, etc. 9-piece Mercurial breaks you free from that. It's giving you so much survivability and making you immune to all debuffs while you've got total guard as well. It's like, oh, I can like go for totally different relics and things, which is a good thing about Mercurial. Get away from Wand of Submission all over the place. So yeah, that's what we're looking at with her. I'm quite intrigued to test out a Skull of Treason and Incinerate thing. I probably need to get the Skull of Treason up to plus 15. Gonna take a couple of weeks to get enough Starstone and Basalt and everything to do that. But yeah, in a couple of weeks, probably for next Siege, hopefully I'll be able to get that up and running, and it could be quite fun. And yeah, I think she is quite a high priority then for the 6-star Incinerate. Obviously, the big problem with 6-star Incinerate, this is an absolute... Oh, it's literally the worst thing you could possibly do against a Marius. The funniest thing is if you ever run Marius against Volcanos, and like the game just breaks. Because it like Marius is spamming his A1 so fast. It's like a machine gun. And the game can't handle, the game doesn't even know what's going on. It's absolutely absurd. But yeah, talked about her enough. Fabian is still pretty standard. My old build, supersonic with some accuracy. So he's very fast and accurate. He's got this. One issue with this team is if Fabian gets outsped by an enemy Fabian. So this team struggles very much. So if they just have like R base and Fabian, and she boosts up and then their Fabian goes, like, we're in trouble. But yeah, I've switched him to Intimidating Presence. I was running him with Temporal Chains, but again, it's just too much of a problem against Marius. If Fabian gets counterattacked by Marius at the start of the fight, because it counts, basically, Temporal Chains will just instantly trigger at the start of the fight because they're going to have like Mercurial and they're going to have, a third active buff. They're going to have like Mercurial or Pinpoint or Stone Skin or something. It just triggers the turn meter pushback at the start of the fight, and Marius instantly A1s. And if Fabian gets enfeebled, if Fabian does not have much resistance, sometimes he would resist Marius's, but if he doesn't resist it, Temporal Stagnator helps. It would help a lot more at 6-star, but yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem. And then he's got these masteries, but a fairly standard Fabian. But then we come to Bayek. I think there's a few ways to go with Bayek. 9-piece Mercurial, I think, is lovely. Just makes him so annoying to deal with, right? Again, protecting him from Polymorph because he's landing a lot of debuffs. Just protecting him from everything except having his skills increased. But he's got such a ridiculous passive where he cannot be crit. You could see how much survivability that is giving us. Now, I've actually built him for damage, but he's got bad damage because he has no blessing right now. So, like, he's built for damage, but he's 3.7k defense and 180 crit damage. Like, it's not good damage at all. But I'm certainly intrigued going forwards. I think we could go, like, 4 lethal, 4 stone skin. Lightning Cage could be a very strong option. Very, very strong. Make him really annoying. Chronophage could be an option. You could go really fast. 9-piece protection, 9-piece... Feral, those are options as well. I'm really curious where people are going to end with the build. I've been trying out just 9-piece Mercurial, some decent speed and accuracy, and some damage. The damage will get way better when we get a blessing. He's going to get a big chunk of defense, big chunk of crit damage. We could actually give him a damage relic. I think he doesn't really need this wand. It's just sort of there, but we could swap that out. And yeah, then for the blessing, I mean, Lightning Cage would be the obvious one. I suppose, you know, Temporal Chains could be pretty good. He could be a good one with Life Harvest, actually, just to destroy enemy max HP. Cycle back to his turns more quickly is pretty nasty. You could just run him with Brimstone for bosses because he's going to be so good for bosses. I have him right now because his damage is terrible. I have him with War Master. I think ultimately probably switch him to Helm Smasher, or potentially again just ditch damage entirely. Like I've got crit rate gloves. Just ditch the crit rate gloves, go HP %, and just try to build him as tanky as possible. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm very curious how Bayek's gonna go, but I'm loving him so far. Then we've got the chicken. He's in a pretty standard stone skin lethal nuker build. He does have life harvest instead of lightning cage. But one nice thing, in his alternate form, he's immune to all crowd control. So you're sort of relying on that a little bit. You can get stuck where you just get chain crowd controlled in his base form and you never get to flip into his alternate, and that can feel bad. But yeah, he's immune to crowd control basically in his alternate form, which is nice. And yeah, you can reset his skills. But he's just really good because he's just a gigantic cannon. He can provide himself with increased defense in his base form, but Bayek is quite nice because Bayek, with the extra turn, he does cycle back to it pretty often. Bayek does provide him increased defense in his alternate. So, yeah, it's a fun little team. I mean, let's see another couple of fights and you get the gist. But I'm going to show you the other teams I'm looking at and where I'm thinking of putting Naldua in as well, because probably a lot of you are getting Naldua soon. I'm waiting for Naldua to pull her. I have picked up as well, I should say. I have picked up her soul. So I do have the soul for her ready to go. But yeah, I can even show you another variant of this team, which is really fun, with a free mythical, but it's quite cool. Let's see one that doesn't have lockout, because that can be kind of nasty. I mean, this is a pretty nasty team. So the other variant of this team I was trying was, what about Carnage? Okay, so I was kind of theory crafting Siege, because that's more important. But for Arena, well, Carnage brings in the best aura, pretty much. Cool. And let's see how this is going to work. Hopefully it will. These are champions that are typically in Mercurial. Yeah, he's got Mercurial on everybody. Look at this. It's next level. It is next level. So let's see. Unfortunately, he's counterattacking. Let's manual this one because it's so nasty. We could try to debuff her. It would actually probably be pretty good, and we'd probably spread it to Raglan. Let's give that a go. So great. And this will Carnage anti-Mercurial. Shenanigans. We could try spread some of this stuff. I'll just hit her. Does she have a cheat that? Oh, of course, it's the Donatello. But yeah, you can see we're getting slammed by Predator. We're getting away with it. Let's actually petrify her, get her out of the fight. Carnage so good against this. Oh, look at this. Look at Bayek, man. Like, tell me that's not insane. Tell me that is not absolutely... Oh, she resisted. Oh, we get turn meter boost from her, which is great. But one thing... Oh, actually, we should definitely just do this here, actually. Carnage setting up beautifully. Beautifully. Hit her, do some damage. Brand. She might have skills, so she should have skills, actually, so we want to push her back. But one of the beautiful things about this, it's not turned out so well here, but Carnage, he can block revive when they've got 3 debuffs. So with us getting the increased accuracy from Bayek, we're getting loads of debuffs from Bayek. Like, Carnage can really pop off. And, like, Sheep's putting out 2 debuffs as well. Now we've got even more. But we're getting so much ignore defense because of that. Player hidden. Oh, that's cool. Oh, because we're in Platinum. I've never seen this before. I've never seen this. How cool is that? Super cool. Okay, I mean, let's just try a couple of teams. Screw it. We got to Platinum by accident. There we go. But yeah, Carnage, again, just another option for damage. So he can reset with her, but he has to actually get into her form. Bayek was slightly too slow there, but he almost came in. And like, look at this. We've got provokes everywhere. Now he's really in trouble. We've got black... Oh my god, like, look at this. Unfortunately, Carnage did a little too much damage and killed him without stealing the turn meter. But there we go. He's spreading everything around. They're gonna get a turn eventually. Maybe. But yeah. How sick is that? And like, now you've got... Look at the damage he's gonna do. Like, that's a double hitting move. Like, that's so cool. It's so strong. Sure, let's try against these. Give it a go. Again, Crixie is a bit risky because she can just reset the stuff and whatnot. But she is a bit slower. Okay, she resisted. He's going to reset the stuff anyway. But here, Bayek will be able to lock them all down. Now, she, very annoying. She has survived everything. And for whatever reason, because I left on full auto, Carnage was like, okay. So the way that I work as a champion is I place debuffs and then I debuff spread them. I have a Crixie here I could hit because I had increased accuracy as well. I've got Sir Nicholas I could hit. Both great options. Cool. However, despite those being great options, let me attack the Magic Affinity guy and weak hit and fail to place my debuffs. He's actually still hit us very hard. We tanked through it a little bit, but he still hit us very hard. No problem. He's provoked. This is a very high resistance Noelle. She's resisting everything. He is going to metamorph, but he's frozen, so that's fine, and he'll finish him off. Cool, good job. That should have gone a lot smoother if Carnage did. If Carnage had targeted literally anyone,
who we should take out.
Noelle, she was in Stone Skin, but if he targeted anyone but Siegfried, we would have had some unremovable debuffs spread around. We would have been just fine.
I think Fane.
See it against this team, we're going to get smacked around by the Taras. And I'm definitely considering putting Carnage into 9-piece Mercurial as well. Very similar to the Bayek build. It's just difficult to build it, but like the Taras counterattacks, normally absolutely lethal, now not so bad. And here it's really not so bad because we're going to absorb it with this. Now, one of his A1 hits is going to hit. It did some damage, but it's not the worst. Ooh, actually lovely. Okay, great. I didn't take it off manual on time, but that's actually fine. We've blocked his stuff. Let's just leave Carnage to do his thing. Joan is going to smack us. She is nasty. But Carnage, again, with Bayek, we can tank it. We can take it. Who's he hitting? He's hitting... Okay, I don't know why he decided to hit Taras, but he did. Turn meter boost us up. Yep, lovely. They've lots of nice debuffs here. Block revive on her, unfortunately. But we've removed the block damage, which is good. Carnage, take a turn. Quick, while they've got debuffs. While they've got debuffs, Carnage. Here we go. Kapow! Block revive on most of them. Unfortunately, we didn't block revive on him, but most of the others. Okay, we're really getting beaten up by her. Oh, actually, this should be a nice little test. Actually, yeah, just leave it on auto. Leave it on auto. Bayek got enough to kill her, which was cool, and then Carnage takes him down. Sorry, I didn't need to take it off auto. But, yeah, again, cool, right? It's sick. So, yeah, there you go. Obviously, I got lucky and pulled Bayek, which was just insane. Do prepare. This is why I've been talking about. Prepare for his guaranteed event. This is just a little early showcase of him. I've got another showcase of him as well. Like I said, for me, I'm hoping that his soul will be in that hero's path. I think that soul is going to be super valuable. Either just, grab a life harvest for your team, grab a temporal chains for your team. You can't go wrong with those buffs. Like, they're just useful, and they do stack as well, apparently. I didn't realize this, but apparently Temporal Chains does stack. So, like, every champion in your team with Temporal Chains is decreasing enemy speed, and it stacks, which is crazy, actually. Apparently it does, which I did not...
Well, apparently I need to swap over to Temporal Chains on a couple of champions. I did not know that.
...expect. Lightning Cage, if he doesn't have Mercurial, is obviously amazing as well, just to protect his buffs. Especially that increased accuracy buff is just juicy. But I'm loving him in Mercurial. I like him actually doing a bit of damage. And I think it's going to work pretty well. Like, when he actually gets some more defense, I'm like, I've got like an absolute dog shit ring. Like, attack ring with attack and 2 rolls and flat defense. Like, that's the best I've got with my Mercurial ring. But I've got to balance it out. Look at this. Oh my god, man. Look at that. So this is why he's a Mercurial. Yeah. But I think the soul in him is going to be lovely, and I probably will give him a damage relic and Helm Smasher, and he could be like a damage threat who's also just an absolute nightmare, right? Making us that we can't be crit, and yeah, he'll be beautiful in this team, but Naldwa could work. Baby here, I think it really shouldn't happen. But that's a weird thing about... Okay, we didn't get the block passives. The Mercurial is really causing some nonsense here. But yeah, Carnage so good for ripping off Mercurial. It's really, really nice. You can see that.
Where did that put some
damage? Not actually doing all that much damage.
That's fragments.
Unfortunately, now, are we gonna get chain crowd controls by the Torment? Might happen. He's got decreased accuracy, but he's got enough to still control us, which is not great. Carnage, we need you to save the day. Remove the Mercurial.
Another golden elixir. I'll take it though.
Okay, this should spread. It didn't spread the debuffs. I'm not sure what happened there. This is an interesting fight. Carnage doing some work. So we really needed him to land. Let's make sure he can do it. Risky to do this. Let's do it. Don't get frozen. Wand of Submission doing its work. But yeah, what I meant to say earlier as well was Wand of Submission is like reflecting stuff. Let's see this here. Wand of Submission. Even if the debuff is blocked by Mercurial, it's still reflecting it back, which is a bit... Oh, it's a bit shit, isn't it? Probably shouldn't happen. But yeah, that's juicy. You can see the Hilby Torment combo. It is pretty strong. If you don't have block debuffs, pretty nasty. And we even had the decreased accuracy from Bayek, who's still wrecking us, and Mercurial. So yeah, Pretty spicy stuff. Anyway, I'll show you the Carnage build as well, seeing as we threw that in too. He's in Stone Skin and Lethal. He should really be, I think, ultimately in 9-piece Mercurial. Then we swap his Wand of Submission. If he's in 9 Mercurial, we swap that for a Damage Relic, because I don't have any of them, but you've got the Counterattack Gemstone, which is so OP on Carnage. Give him a Damage Relic. Like, you can give him anything, really. Like, you know, even just like one of these Thunderbolt Spears could be great. And yeah, it's got 2 triangle slots. Perfect. Circle slot. Let him go to town. He doesn't even need Lightning Cage done at that point either. You could give him, I don't know, something else. Ward of the Fallen? I don't know what you give Carnage at that point, but yeah, you give Carnage something else. He doesn't need Lightning Cage if you got Mercurial, and just let the guy go to town, and yeah. Anyway, a modern arena team. That's where I'm at this Sunday, trying some stuff out. Yeah, cool. It's a Mercurial Age, but yeah, hopefully showing you some Bayek stuff. He's such a beautiful combo with Naldua or Hilvi, and obviously Fabian is like the perfect thing to throw in as well. Yep, there you go. That's them. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Goodbye. Hello everyone, Nubkex here. Welcome back to Nub Raid.
Welcome to the poop water situation, ground zero. This is where the spill is currently at. Wow. That's a very cool piece of machinery. I'm essentially in a steam room, but with raw and treated sewage. It still smells awful. All right, we are back. Currently at the poop water situation. We'll just walk the same trail as we did last time. So what I'm thinking is, okay, we'll see if the water's still being drained right down here, and let's check out the progress.
Okay, so the poop water situation is now a national disaster. Over 240 million gallons of raw sewage has confirmed to have ran right out in the Potomac River between DC, Maryland, and Virginia. And it seems like they've tried to prevent this before, because last year, DC Water announced a sewage pipeline project and renovation that would keep the rivers cleaner. But unfortunately, roughly half a year later, the largest sewage leak in US history happened right here. You know, Merry Christmas, the was full. But I noticed the situation on the 23rd of January and realized no mainstream media source was covering it. So I decided to go down to ground zero of the poop water situation myself, because it was crazy that nobody was talking about this. And I started off by going to the trail looking for signs of sewage running into the river. And wow, yeah, I sure found it.
All right, let there be light. Oh my gosh, dude. I guess obviously the storm has been here. The signs are still here for sure. It definitely still smells bad here. Okay. Why does it feel like I'm out here playing the Slender Man or something like that for a YouTube video? I think I walked over here last time. I think this is the trail I followed. I'm surprised we still have snow, like weeks after my original video. So when I filmed my first video here, it was literally the day of the snowstorm hitting DC. What I actually like about this massive flashlight also is it's so bright that it's actually lighting up perfectly for me to film a selfie video. Okay, wait, let's see. Okay, more sewage signs. I'm pretty sure this is where I was standing, where the sewage was running out, but now I'm worried that like I'm actually walking where the sewage was once running, which is absolutely gross if true. I keep getting whiffs of it though. Yeah, this is it. It still smells awful. It's not free flowing anymore. So this is where the massive run out was. There's some lingering. Yeah, this is just a pool of very dangerous water that smells awful. Again, this feels like a freaking, what am I doing? I'm out here in the forest in the middle of nowhere, Maryland, past dark. I mean, this literally plays like a POV horror game. I don't even want to get into my own head by saying this too much. Oh man, I'm getting out of here. Let's go check on the other stuff. Let's get out of the forest. Okay.
So last night I went back to check on it. Now, quite a bit of progress has happened, but not before it got worse. Because the first week of the uncontrolled sewage leak had DC Water declaring 40 to 60 million gallons of raw untreated sewage entering the Potomac every day. And at that point, no bypass had been installed yet. So the conservative baseline was 200 to 300 million plus gallons. And then in the following 2 weeks, there were no full containment. So millions more leaked each day. And once fully contained, there's been several leaks, including 600,000 gallons on Super Bowl Sunday due to a clogged pipe. And here this Twitter account claims that now DC Water admits full containment. Doesn't mean 100% diverted from the Potomac each day. It's well above 500 million gallons as of 1 to 1.5 weeks ago. At least 6 weeks into build permanent bypass. And apparently it'll take 6 weeks to build permanent bypass. And now they're saying it'll take 9 months to repair the original block/crushed 72-inch pipe. And they're also alleging that the bypass uses the old C&O canal and open ground-based diversion. So every second the raw sewage is still touching the ground on its diversionary path, as you're about to see right here.
Oh boy. Okay, so what have they done since last time? Well, it seems like they've definitely stopped that massive flow right there that we just saw of the raw untreated sewage going straight into the Potomac. That's positive. But there are people saying that what they did was they diverted it into the canal, which I think runs into the Georgetown Canal, but I'm not fully sure. So we're gonna check that out. And I guess we can go see if the poop water geyser is still there, because that was crazy. That's one of the craziest things I've seen in a while. Just a geyser of raw sewage flowing up through a manhole. Ugh. One thing I didn't prepare for again was how cold it was going to be. I don't even have the polyester on today. But again, massive credit to all the workers. It seems like they are still literally working around the clock to fix this. My big worry is, so this really smells here. But my big worry is when the weather starts heating up, how much this is going to stink. I did see a recent post by DC Water where they confirmed that 250 million gallons of raw untreated sewage flowed right out into the Potomac. But by the smell of it, this is where it is right now. Why did I not bring a mask? What's wrong with me? Why didn't I bring a mask? So now it's all running there. So it seems like all the workers were up here where the original poop water geyser was. So let's go check on that. But they've definitely, this is all brand new. They have fenced off this entire, I mean, this is literally raw, untreated sewage. So wherever it's running there. I don't know if that ends in the Georgetown Canal or not, but I guess it's not flowing to the Potomac anymore from what we can tell here. I don't know if it does way further down the run. But let's walk the same lap that we did earlier and see if we can cross that bridge and get over to where the other workers are and the potential poop water geyser that's over here. I turned off the Giga flashlight as well because I feel like I'm bringing a lot of attention to myself by beaming it up like this. Like, it's a little bright. Why did I do that? I just blinded myself so bad. Oh, this is the bridge I crossed earlier. Okay, so I don't have access to cross it anymore, I don't think. And I'm not gonna jump a fence. Can confirm though, raw sewage smells terrible. I might need a new approach. I might need to go around. I might need to walk where the road is, because this fence just continues. All right, let's head on over to the poop geyser. Oh my gosh. So like I've been walking along this trail and I've just been trying not to puke, and I just realized I'm seeing all of this steam come up from the raw untreated sewage. I'm essentially in a steam room, but with raw untreated sewage. This is hands down the worst time to not be wearing a mask ever. What? I feel like this is one of the dumber ideas for a video. The amount of steam here as well. Oh my gosh. All right, so, sorry, I'm so distracted. I actually have to puke. All right, let's go around. Let's just get out from this area. Oh my. All right, so we actually have a bunch of people in the command center. Yeah, DC Mobile Command Center. That's what it said. I was speculating on that earlier. All right, so hopefully I don't get kicked out of here. They have a generator running there. Here's all the stuff they've been routing I guess, into the canals or back into the sewage. Slightly confused, honestly. I guess we can check the Georgetown Canal after this to see if any water flow is now there. But I guess we kind of just have to hike up here for a little bit. Oh, I don't feel comfortable. This is on the side of a road though. There's probably safer ways for me to do this, honestly, but at this point, I'm out of ideas. Also, it's freezing. I am so underdressed for this. All right, so again, we're still walking on the side of the road. We're trying to get to the poop water geyser, which is all the way up here. I think I heard something. Dude, this flashlight is so overpowered. This is the coolest device I've ever bought in my life. And the camera's not even doing justice for how much I can see. I'm just trying to keep it like down because I don't want to blind a single car with this thing. The goal is to cover the poop water geyser, not to cause a car accident.
But just like everything else that we cover here on this channel, it gets so much worse because we talked about it briefly earlier, but Super Bowl Sunday happened on the 8th of February. And I guess the entire city decided to take a dump at the same time during halftime. And that clogged the fix and caused a new leak. And apparently the clog was created by wet wipes as well. So awesome, guys. I mean, at this point, the poop water situation isn't crazy, it's diabolical. Then, to make things worse, there's now reports of it taking 9 months to fix. But the reporter Martin Ostermuhle addressed this saying, there's been lots flying around on social media about how DC Water said it'll take between 9 to 10 months to fix the broken portion of the Potomac Interceptor that led to more than 200 million gallons of sewage spilling right into the Potomac River. I'm told that's right and wrong. The immediate repairs to the broken position of the interceptor pipe, I'm told, should take between 4 to 6 weeks. A broader pre-existing plan to reinforce and rehabilitate the 2,700-foot section of the pipe where around it broke is expected to take 9 to 10 months. So let's go check on that.
All right, we're now approaching what was, or what maybe is still, the poop water geyser. So, I mean, the big, or the cool thing, right, I guess, is you don't have that open, free-flowing river anymore that was just running into the forest there of the untreated sewage water. Now, at least they're running it underground through that canal that we looked at earlier. I'm just trying not to walk where there's an active situation going on. I'm just walking past all these generators here. All right. Welcome to the poop water situation, ground zero. The poop water geyser was over here. I think the workers, no, there's definitely workers over here. Okay, yeah. Yeah, they had massive pumps here. So this is where the poop geyser used to be. It was like right there. And now they have all this heavy duty equipment, pumping it underground to the canals. Are you guys pumping everything into the canal now? Because it used to be free flowing on top? Okay. Very cool. So I'm just covering the local thing of what's going on. You don't mind me standing right there and filming it, or?
When do you want to fill?
Just the pump.
You want to fill the pump?
Yeah.
I can walk you over here.
Thank you so much.
So,
Yeah, yes sir. Wow. That's a very cool piece of machinery. Thank you so much for being out here, guys, and thank you for letting me film this. Hope you have a wonderful night. Okay, so they're using that massive pump to then pump, I guess, what was the leak into the canal to then send it onward. Where it ends, I don't know. Hopefully that water is going to be treated. But again, I mean, with a spill this big, what do you even do with that water? That's the, like, so hopefully they're able to recapture it, but also like, the leak already happened, so all they can really do is try to contain it as much as humanly possible. But this is what we have right now. Here you have another massive pump. Wow.
And DC Water just officially confirmed that 243 million gallons of sewage leaked into the river, which is the equivalent of almost 369 Olympic-sized pools.
So again, last time I was here walking, right out there, you had this like sewage water river flowing straight through, which honestly kind of seems to have like just destroyed all vegetation out there. Like this is just, that's cooked. But now they're pumping it underground. So at least we're making some progress. But again, where it's going, I don't know. I will try to find out as soon as I get home though. So I think the next thing to do is I want to walk alongside I want to check out the canals because I want to make sure they're not running. I saw rumors they were running it through the Georgetown Canal, which seems just diabolical. I don't think they would do that. But again, I mean, it's so much water. They have to put it somewhere. So yeah, now I just have to walk in the highway again on the way back to the car and we'll be good. So this is where the spill is currently at, Log 10 on the Maryland side of the DC border. I mean, I can confirm this is probably the stinkiest topic ever covered on YouTube. Because this is awful. I mean, all the steam there, I guess is just steam from raw untreated sewage. So, again, if I come here a third time, I'm bringing an N95 mask. I don't care. I mean, I should care. I don't know why I didn't bring it this time. I don't know why I didn't bring it the first time. I should have learned from the first time. The first time was awful. Second time, I don't know, fool me once, fool me twice. Okay, I'm not gonna get fooled a third time, bring a mask. Because there's security here. Security was not here earlier. All right, the moment of truth to see if the Georgetown Canal rumor is true. Yeah, no, it's not true. They're not running the sewage right down through the Georgetown Canal. The channel is not being ran through. Okay, on that note, I'll see myself out.
So I found out they're using the canal as a diversion for the sewage instead of letting it flow right back into the river. It then flows back into a working sewer further down the canal. So hopefully they solve the open body of sewage water laying in the canal though. But hopefully they solve the open body of sewage water laying in the canal though, because that was just straight up putrid. But unfortunately, this massively set back the swimmable Potomac River campaign. Because at the end of the day, I feel like everyone wants clean rivers in the cities they live in, but that requires our cities to actually update the outdated infrastructure and aggressively find and fix leaks. The big problem before the massive leak was that every time it rained, the rainwater would then overrun the outdated sewage system, forcing it to dump excess water into the Potomac, which includes raw untreated sewage. And this is because older cities use combined sewer systems, meaning it's all one pipe that carries the toilet waste, sinks, showers, and rainwater from the streets and so on. So on a dry day, everything goes to the wastewater treatment plant. But when it rains a lot, the pipes can't handle the sudden water volume. So it opens overflow outlets and dumps the excess directly into the Potomac. It's safe to say that that needs to be updated so it doesn't happen. Obviously, that is not an overnight thing, nor will it be cheap to do, but I wanted to explain this to as many people as possible so we know why there's so much E. coli in our rivers in America. Because if people don't know, there's no incentive to fix it. And obviously, the latter I just talked about, that's not the 250 million gallons of wastewater leaking into a river, you know, the combined sewage pipes, that's not only a DC problem. That's also a New York, San Francisco, Boston, Philadelphia, and so on and so on. So many major cities in the US have that same problem. So hopefully key infrastructure in our cities get upgraded sooner than later. But hey, other than that, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe because I'm trying to hit 2 million subscribers. Drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video tomorrow. Peace.
This here is 46-year-old Brandon, and on one cold Sunday afternoon in a small town in Ohio, he ventured out to pick up a delicious delicacy from his local Mexican restaurant. But when he got to this restaurant, he was bombarded by me and was shown a wanted nudist flyer with his face on it.
So this is the individual. Have you?
I don't know who that is.
It doesn't look familiar to you at all.
It's not me. It's not me.
It's not. What's your name, sir?
Now this had to have been the last thing that Brandon was expecting to run into on this day. I mean, you can't really blame him. So of course at first he denied everything, but eventually he admitted to everything. You may be wondering how we got this information on Brandon and how we obtained this monstrosity of a picture of him with his buns out. Well, it all started on the good old TikTok app, where Brandon would frequently go live and chat with users who would pop into his stream. But one day, Brandon decided to engage in a conversation with a cupcake. We'll just call it that so that YouTube doesn't demonetize us. Now obviously after some point, this conversation did get rather inappropriate. We'll just say that. I can't get too much into the specifics of the chat log here on YouTube, but if you want to see the full chat log of Brandon, you can head on over to skeetergene.locals.com. Here you can also find this video uncensored and more. Now obviously this is illegal activity, so we had to make a report to the police. Not only did we do that, but we actually got Brandon to get in his car and drive himself to the police station. I am not making this up, and you're about to find out firsthand on this episode of Discreet Predator.
What up, boys? It's your boy Skeet Hansen back at it again. We're here in the boonies. Once again, as you can see, we're at a Circle K gas station right around the corner from this guy's house. What city is this again?
Wasson.
Wasson.
Or Wassine.
Wassine or Wasson,
Yeah.
Ohio.
Ohio.
Middle of nowhere.
Middle of bum nowhere. We are going to go to this guy's house here. This is a picture that he took of himself in the shower. Now this guy has been having a very sexually charged conversation online with who he thinks is a, I believe was a on TikTok. So this is a little different. He went live on TikTok. The decoy joined. She said something in the chat. Brandon started talking to her. Then it went to personal messaging on TikTok, and then it went to text. But the most essential part is that he sent this very questionable picture of his ass, basically. So he lays in bed on his stomach and goes like this, does one of these. He's completely naked. You can see his ass and everything. And he sent it to the girl with his face in it. So I went ahead and made a wanted nudist flyer. And I made a few of them, and I'm going to post them all around his town here. This is what we're looking at here. It's right here. It says wanted nudist. It's kind of like a old Wild West type wanted poster. And yeah, there's the picture he took. We had a censor with a little cowboy emoji there, and there's his face, and it's his whole ass is hanging out in this picture. And we got a $1,500 reward for anyone that finds this man, this wanted nudist. Hopefully he's back home from getting his Mexican food.
Should be.
Yeah, so that's one of the hot spots.
Oh, I could put it like right here.